Hello everyone, welcome back to more Final Fantasy XIII-2, and let's talk to Hope. We'll be going into a cutscene here, so no time for intros.
Here.
Thanks.
You've traveled through time. I suppose it's not surprising you know about these things. The power to rule was passed down from one Cirrus to the next. She was always called Yule.
If they could read time, why did they die out? Surely they could see the danger coming and do something to avoid it.
No, they were destroyed because they could see the future.
Why?
The Cirrus Yule foresaw the future destruction of this city. Some citizens wanted to try to avert the disaster. Others felt that they should simply abandon their homes and run. A few fell into despair and took their own lives. The divided populace clashed. The nation was torn apart by civil war.
Being able to see the future is awfully dangerous. It can mess with people's heads.
Tell me about it. The nation fell apart, and the survivors fled into the wildlands, avoiding contact with others.
Huh. So you know the story.
Oh! Come on, Director Hope! I want to show them! It's okay to show them, isn't it?
This way. Here. This is what lies at the heart of our paradox. The Oracle Drive. We've been giving it careful study.
But how did you...
Wait. You know of these devices?
Oh, well, yeah. I've heard of them. In books and stuff.
The Oracle Drive appears to be some kind of recording apparatus from ancient times. We've excavated a number of the devices. However, the recordings depict things that cannot be possible. Perhaps you should see for yourselves.
This is how it works.
Yeah, that was complicated. Just put your hand there. So it looks like the image of the first game. More or less stuff that happened there. This is Ragnarok saving Cocoon. Well, it would be Vanilla and Fang. And other scenes as well from the first game.
The device was excavated from an ancient part of the ruins. We used carbon dating methods to determine age. The device and the recordings stored within are several centuries old.
But it shows lightning.
Someone in the past recorded this vision of the future. Perhaps it was the Cirrus Yule herself. What we're concerned about, however, is this. You'll have to excuse the image quality.
And this is the beginning of the game. Lightning fighting with Chaos.
Was that my sister?
Yes, I think so. We need to conduct further analysis to be certain.
Is it broken?
No. We've tested both device and data, and everything is nominal. Yet, when we try to view the recording, we get this. Perhaps it's not the recording that's broken. It's the immediate space-time in which we are located.
You mean it could be the paradox? Because the surrounding space-time is twisted, that might be directly affecting the device. So, if the paradox is eliminated, space-time will return to normal. Then we could see the prophecy and find out where my sister is.
Yes, I believe so.
Right.
Here.
An artifact.
This object serves as a key, is that right? We tried to make it work ourselves, but with no success.
Yeah, we can use that to travel across time.
Then you may have it. I think it'll be far more useful to you than us. Here.
So we've got an artifact as well. So I guess that means we'll be leaving this
During the years
area.
that passed as we traveled outside time and space, Hope had devoted himself to his research, trying to unlock the mystery of the paradox. If the gates are the cause of the puzzle, they might also be the key to unlocking it. But I wonder, am I getting closer? Will I find lightning in the end?
Time to find that gate.
It was in the ruins.
The way they point to the buildings makes you think that the gate is there, but it's actually not. But anyway, let's
They
talk to
found
this dude.
traces of what looks like a large-scale battle in these ruins. They uncovered piles of bones that were all scratched up.
They must have been fighting monsters too.
The thing is, the scratch marks suggested they were inflicted by people.
Sounds creepy. Sounds like a zombie game.
I think I'm a bit jealous of you, Sarah. You can travel to the past or the future, and if you find somewhere you like, you can just stay there.
Huh. I've never thought of it like that. I've been so focused on finding my sister.
Well, of course you are.
Okay.
Oh, hi. Still wandering around the ruins?
No, just talking to random people.
You understand why I wanted to show you the Oracle Drive?
I think I do. You've been looking for lightning too all this time.
Yes. It's not much of a clue, but I thought you should see it all the same. And I wanted you to see how far we've come.
Ooh, Hope has been analyzing the Oracle Drive and the images that appear to be lightning. What should I ask him? Do you know of Valhalla?
Hope, have you ever heard of Valhalla?
I've seen the name in the Padran texts we recovered. A forgotten region, I think.
Was there anything more? That's the place where Noel met lightning.
I'm sorry. We've only been able to decode fragments. The only other thing we've found is a reference to some invisible or unseen realm. We've still barely scratched.
So I think that's all these guys have to say. Just making sure there isn't any hidden items here or on the other side. Doesn't look like it. So let's I guess head to this hidden, sorry,
The
this
Academy's
gate.
troops are made up mainly of former Sanctum soldiers. My commanding officer even fought in Cocoon's capital city.
Good for you.
I'm collecting parts for my computer terminal. If you've got any, I'd be happy to buy them from you. What I really want to get my hands on is the battery used for one of the older models, like the kind they used on Cocoon. It wasn't a very popular model, so the parts are scarce. I saw it in a store window once. I got excited and ran in, but it turned out that the item had already been bought.
Oh, and we have a mission. Okay, I see no harm in doing this, so I guess there's not much of a problem to say yes. Finding some random item
Really?
somewhere.
You'll help me try and find the battery? It might be an impossible task. I already called every store in the book with no luck. But if you say you can get your hands on it, I'll believe you. Thanks for doing this. You want to know what I'll be using it for? I'm a collector. I want to get my hands on all the retro electronics I can.
It's probably not gonna be in this time, I guess,
There was another incident.
or this dimension. I don't know what you call this, timeline or something. So we'll have to find
If
it
I
somewhere
could go
else,
back
but at
in
least we
time,
know it's in
I'd
the
go back 10 years
Massif
ago
anyway.
and try to stop
So maybe a
Cocoon
different
from
time.
falling out of the sky. Although, I guess that would mean we would be under the Foul Seas rule again.
I don't want him in someone else's care.
So let's see where this gate is. So as you can see, the gate is down below in basically where we were before coming to this sort of building ruins. So like I said, when they showed the cutscene just now, it looked like the gate was supposed to be somewhere here, but it's not. You have anything to say?
Make sure to watch your step when you're walking along the cliffs. It's a little embarrassing, but this one time, I accidentally slipped and almost went over the edge. At that moment, I was sure I was gonna die. Fortunately, help came right away, so the only casualty was my wristwatch. It's now lying at the bottom of the valley. It scares me to think that could have been me. I still miss that watch. It was an expensive one that had to be modified to withstand all the wear and tear of the outdoors. What a waste.
And again another mission objective. And again it's in the Ashras
You
Massif.
look for my watch? Are you sure? Believe me, I've tried but have had zero luck. With the eclipse keeping everything in the dark, it's almost impossible to see anything around here. I doubt it's the best time to go searching.
I'm gonna guess that it's not in this time as well.
Filled with mistakes.
The people who work for the Academy aren't perfect. I know they...
So let's head on up this way anyway.
If only the paradox would get resolved.
I guess there's not much else except to go to the gate.
Director's assistant because of her work involving the paradox investigation. I can't begin to imagine what it'll mean for the person who resolves this entire situation.
Chocolina's still here. Oh, and this music is back again. Sweet. And here I think I'm gonna skip a bit just because I reload the game. No big deal. So let's head on to this gate.
There's no way I could live in a place like
You can see there's a red dot or red blob up ahead there. I'm not sure if there's anything useful. Maybe in future we'll see. And that section up ahead is actually was blocked before, so that's why we didn't go that way. But let's do some upgrading before we head out. And here I'm using upgrading Sarah first. And as you can see, we're gonna have a Crystarium expansion. Ooh, so what do we choose? What do we choose? This time it's getting a bit more interesting. What we want, I mean, we've got roles to unlock, bonuses to get. And you know, even our accessory capacity too. But I think I'll go for the Rev bonus boost for now, since I am sort of focusing her on Ravager. And we got launch, which is cool. Decent commando ability to have for anyone. Makes things easier if you can launch an enemy and have them stay launched. And there's not much here, this is why I'm showing it bit by bit. Next on we move to Noel, I believe. Yeah. And I think he's going to be upgrading in one level. We got Gale Strike. And we expand again. And again, this one's again another interesting choice. Again, some bonus boosts, some other rolls. We can increase our ATB gauge as well. And accessory capacity. So I think in the end here I choose to go for the bonus boost, commando bonus boost. At least it is sort of, I know I've done the same thing for both characters, makes it somewhat easier to remember what I've done. Anyway, here I'm going to be stuck to fast forward because I also upgraded my monsters, so I don't want to show all of that on screen as well, so I'm just going to be fast forwarding. You should still be able to see stuff that I get, like there I got Vigilance for Noel. And well, there's not much else. And we're moving on to our monsters here. Again, I'm still using somewhat same monsters. Silver Lobo is probably the newest addition. Other than that, I'm still using the K-Sith and the other Ravager thing. Zwerg, Scandroid. I don't think I really have anything else to upgrade. It'd be nice to upgrade the Chocobo. And this medic dude also seems kind of okay, decent. But I don't have any materials, so we'll upgrade this Commando, this Chocobo. Not sure if I'll ever use him, but we have the materials, so we might as well. But that was that. And I think I don't mess around with the what do you call it? The paradigms, so we'll leave that. And let's head on to this next gate.
There's a considerable time-space distortion up ahead.
Okay. Is it the red blob thing? Doesn't look like we can get to it. Plus the objective says it's further down here, so let's change our outfit just for variety's sake again. And head on to this gate. We'll be entering a new area, I assume. And let's step into the flow of time.
Here, this must be the gate Hope was talking about.
Maybe. Yeah? What?
There's something on your mind.
Yeah, well, sure, but it's just personal stuff.
Not the best animation, I don't think. Well, for what they're talking about, but anyway, what should we respond? How should we respond? I think I just choose to not ask. Let's try to be. Actually, I say it afterwards.
Won't ask then.
Sorry, Sarah. I'm not trying to hide anything. It's just that story about Yule.
The Padre Cirrus.
Back in the future, I knew a young girl with the same name.
Is that right? Something had been bothering Noel, and it had been ever since we heard the story about the Padre Cirrus Yule. But, of course, he wasn't the only one who was troubled. Was it really lightning I saw in the flickering images of the prophecy? The only way to find out is to go through this portal and solve the paradox.
Oh, we only get a potion. I guess that wasn't the best of choices, I guess. But we unlock Erba 200 AF. So we'll be going there in the next episode. But before we do that, I just wanted to, again, because I've been watching, if you know who Dario is, and you know his LP, he's been doing a Final Fantasy X-2 LP, and I've been watching that. I mean, I played X-2 as well, but I've been watching that, and I'm reminded of when Pain was hiding her secret. She didn't want to talk about it, and Yuna was just allowed it to just let her be quiet. She didn't have to say anything, and that's really why I chose that decision just now with Sarah. Kind of reminded me of that moment. But anyway, this is going to be our next destination, Erba. So join me next time. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.